All right, hardcover hooligans, we're back.
And we're hard, hopefully.
I'm hard every time I record this. Especially today, because we are finishing, or I guess I am finishing, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Mac, I am honored to be able to share this with you today.
Nice, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. That seems to be an omen of ill portent to say that you are honored when I feel like how you truly feel.
But I do have an opening question for you. It is once again an opening hypothetical.
An opening salvo, please.
So I want you, here's a little bit of imagination for you, and then I'm going to give you a choice after this. So let's say you're an evil villain, right?
Okay.
And you have your main character and your main enemy right in front of you in your evil lair, entirely under your power. Now, here's the question. How many loopholes are you giving her to try to get out of this?
To get out of my lair, I would say 0. I'd give her 0 loopholes.
You'd give her 0 loopholes. Oh, here's the other thing. Each loophole you give her is specifically crafted to undo everything you've done and worked for over the last 50 years.
Right, no, I got that.
With knowing that knowledge, how many loopholes would you give her?
I think I'd still go for 0.
0? Not 2?
Oh. No, not 2.
Not when you give one, decide that's not good enough, and then give her another one.
Well, maybe you're misunderstanding. Maybe she's a nice evil villain, huh? Maybe she's understanding.
Well, I guess you'll find out. All right, so we're talking about the second half of A Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR, as they call it. So if you haven't listened to the first half, I don't know what you're doing here.
Reporting in from Book Talk. Book Talk is here.
Now, I have to say, just right up front, this is the worst book I've ever read in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But if you listen to the first one, it was a little headache-inducing and soul-crushing. It completely jumped the shark into where I was cackling almost every chapter at how bad it is.
Nice, that's good. That's a better experience.
So that is, this feels lighter.
Nice,
this maybe
good.
will be more fun.
Are you of the? Is it so bad it's good?
No, it's still
okay,
horrible and bad. It's like almost there.
Damn it!
It's unfortunately, and I was thinking about this. It's not self-aware enough to be like so bad it's good.
Right.
Like it needs like a tablespoon of more self-awareness, and then it'd be so bad it's good. But it is unfortunately just
bad, huh?
Bad. So Mac, tell me what you remember from last time about where we are plot-wise.
Right. So
see if you can do a quick summary.
The main character, Feyre, I remember her name. She gets captured by some horse guy named Tamlin who wears a masquerade mask. I know he's not a horse. He can turn into a horse. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
She escaped from her family, and she didn't want to because she made a promise to her mom or whatever.
Yep.
So she's hanging out.
Even though they were all horrible to her.
Right, even though it's like Cinderella and they is like evil stepsisters. She reached the I don't know, the magical palace or whatever.
The spring court.
The spring court. And she lives in this beautiful manse.
Yeah.
And she keeps trying to get out of this, like she has to stay. She can't leave, and if she leaves, like her family is gonna die. Or why?
Well, no.
Why can't she leave?
So there's a fairy treaty that they made with the humans that, like, if a human kills a fairy unprompted, then
which she did.
It's like life for a life, which she did. And then Tamlin kidnaps her. He's like, hey, I could kill you, or I could take you back, and you have to live in the fairy world forever. And Tamlin has a friend named Lucian.
Right, and he's like sassy. He's got like. He's a metal eye? I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. He's like a metal magic cyborg eye.
Oh, yeah.
His eye got removed or something.
It's pretty sweet.
And they have a lot of witty banter.
Well, yeah, there's two studs. And two studs have witty banter. They're like us. We are the ACOTAR of podcast.
And basically, for some reason, Feyre keeps wanting to get back to her family and help them and still love them, even though she has the sweetest deal ever, and everyone keeps telling her, hey, your family's fine, they're taken care of, you're fine, just chillax.
People would kill for the deal you have, the position in life that you have. Right. People would burn down cities for that.
But at some point, remember, halfway, it sets in, and she's like, oh, I can paint now. And then she gets mad that she gets distracted by painting, and her family could be in danger.
But it's not distraction. You're just like that's like work. That's like what like capitalists are like. You're being distracted by poetry. It's like, no, you can just enjoy that and live your life. You don't have to work every day.
And she starts falling in love with Tamlin inexplicably because he's the most boring man in the universe, and she keeps being mean to him.
He's wearing a masquerade mask the whole time.
But he assaults her in a hallway, and she thinks that's hot.
But that's because he's like got like sex pilled or whatever.
He's got like magic. Yeah, he's got like magic, and he like pins her against a wall, and that's supposed to be sexy.
He took one of those chocolates from those Instagram ads, or those maybe ads are tailor made for you. So maybe I shouldn't say that.
Yeah. If I've learned anything, is that you never talk about what ads you're getting served, because it immediately says a lot about you.
Well, I'll say this:
So you're getting Viagra chocolate ads back?
I am. But I think it's because I listen to a lot of. It might be coinciding. I don't know if podcast ads are also this, but I do get a lot of podcast ads about hymns, and I just want to say this on the record right now: I do not suffer from erectile dysfunction. I know what we're talking about. I imagine, and I'll prove it by getting hard in this episode when I hear about the misadventures of whatever their names are, Tamlin and Feyre.
Tamlin and Feyre. I'm glad we could set the record straight on your erectile situation.
I've been getting a lot of tweets. I've been getting a lot of X's.
All right, so we left off. Not much has happened except she was kidnapped and tries to do all this stuff to get to her family. Whatever. So everything's great. This is all new stuff now. Oh, okay. Actually, I have to get previous context that I missed. Those important. Part of this treaty, the treaty happened because, like, all the fairies were enslaving humans.
Yeah.
And there was a big war, and there was a reveal that the only reason the humans won is because some fairies were against the enslaving and actually helped the humans. And guess what? Tamlin was one of them.
Of course he was.
So we know he's one of the good fairies.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's one of the good guys.
So he's very, definitely a good guy syndrome. So here's new stuff.
It's literally that's Ellen, by the way. I know. I was just thinking
about that too. Problematic situation, but love interest is a good guy. They make a big deal about that.
And then it's still okay. You might be like, oh, how did he get rich? It was probably slave labor, though, right? Because like, who built a house? And it's like, no. We don't have to worry about it.
Don't think about it. It's never brought up. All right, last time we really harped on like the prose and we read big sections. I'm not going to do that this time. It does get slightly better the more stuff starts happening because there's no time for it to be dumb. But in parts it is pretty dumb, and I started skimming, and we'll get to that at the end. I
wonder if by that metric, I wonder if the other books are better because they're probably not all set up.
So I could find. We'll talk about the reviews after this. I could find no one who, even people who loved this book, could defend it completely from being poorly written. Yeah, even the biggest fans are like,
were those reviews at the time?
Issues with it,
or those like what people are saying now after finding it?
That is at the time.
Wow, really?
I looked at a bunch of like the ACOTAR subreddit, the Sarah J. Maas subreddit, of like just blogs talking about it. Anyway,
what a crazy! Is there like a filmmaker who? I know we kind of joked about this last time, or like a musician where they're like, yeah, they're sort of a poor guitarist, and poor songwriter, but I love their stuff. It's like, is there anybody that is that famous? And I don't mean like I don't mean subject. People are like, oh, Taylor Swift is bad. It's like, I think Taylor Swift is popular and you don't like her, but objectively the sentences we read are like poorly constructed, like from the language standpoint.
We might get this at the end, but from what I can see is that the escapism really works for people.
Well, it's a young adult, supposedly.
Yeah, like they do really get sucked into the world in a way that the writing that starts to not matter and the characters start to not matter, and like it is easy to read. You're never like confused. Well, you are confused about why people are doing anything, but
not confused at like, wait, who's in this scene, or like where are we?
I think most, or like, wait, this doesn't make sense based on what she said last chapter that she wanted. I think the people who get the most out of this book have literally see the sentence that's written on the page in front of them and believe that is. They're like, yep. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, good for them.
Which I think is the way some people read books, but not the way I read books.
I don't think I could be more the opposite way, if anything, if I tried.
If someone said there was a frog, and then the sentence says, but the frog wasn't there, they'd be like, okay.
I'd be like,
You wouldn't be like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, the frog was there, and now it's not there.
Right.
Okay. What's next? All right, so when I started reading the second half, I was like, all right, I'm ready. I'm going to home stretch, last half. And the very next chapter started. It wasn't the dawn that awoke me, but rather a buzzing noise.
Good.
You could just say a buzzing noise awoke you. I don't like it. It wasn't the dawn.
Yeah,
it wasn't the dawn.
Because if it was a buzzing noise, then we know
noise.
the dawn didn't wake you. It was the buzzing noise.
Yeah,
I guess the idea there is...
and I was immediately sucked me back into this world. Oh, I'm going to read some of the worst sentences I've ever read in my life.
I guess maybe she's trying to say that it was still morning, but that's not what... But even then, it doesn't matter. Like, who cares?
Right. I woke up to a buzzing noise.
That's good stuff.
You know, I don't know. It's great.
I woke up to we just cut down that fluff.
Editor's asleep at the wheel. Writer asleep at the wheel, I would argue.
Reader
anyway.
asleep at the wheel, I would...
Everyone says, who's driving the book? All right, we have to get into this. There's a lot of shit that happens. All right.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to go to just plot points. All right. Mac, buckle in.
I'm ready.
Buckle in. All right. Everything is great. She's painting. She's finally accepted that she can be
Good for
happy.
her.
Yeah, despite everything, she only needed 70,000 people to tell her. They kiss for real. It's not like that dumb thing when she like kisses his hand or whatever.
Nice.
They kiss for real and they fall in love. And the next morning, she sees all the fairies. She wasn't seeing all the fairies before because Tamlin had like a spell on her because he was like,
that's
if you saw
cool.
all the fairies, then you would be scared. And you see them in their true form. So like her servant Alice doesn't look like a woman. She looks like a sort of tree wood sprite sort of creature.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. Well, and one of my criticisms was this world feels really empty for being a fantasy world. And I'm like, oh, it's explained.
It literally was.
Yeah. Or, someone's writing a book and like, this world feels kind of empty. It was all an illusion. It's actually more full than you thought.
Is it? Did we talk about this last time? What tense is this book written in? Or, I'm sorry.
It's past tense. First person, past tense.
Okay.
Yeah. And this scares her and it causes her to shake as usual. She's always shaking and trembling for some reason.
That's how it's an easy way to get it. Everybody does that.
Yep. Another more fun fantasy swears. You know how last time it was like, buy the cauldron.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Like, oh, the cauldron.
Gosh,
now
the cauldron.
It's here are two more good ones. Cauldron boil me.
Ew, what?
Oh, cauldron boil me.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh. And its cousin, cauldron boil and fry me.
Boil and fry?
Yeah.
Do you think that...
cauldron, boil and fry me.
Is that what happens?
That's the way to say, God damn it.
Cauldrons get so hot they fry stuff?
That's the fantasy swear.
They're not witches.
I think it only happens once.
I get the... I understand.
No, but the cauldron's like their god and their birthplace.
But
so
why?
it's exactly what you
but
said.
that's dumb.
You're not literally telling people for God to damn them to hell, but you still say, God damn it.
That actually is what you're saying, though. That's so stupid. Why are they cauldrons? They're not a coven of witches. They're fairies. Do fairies... Oh.
Maybe they come from a cauldron. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's cauldron boil and fry me is fantastic. All right, so now some morning they found like a severed head on the fountain.
Egad, cauldron boil and fry me.
And Tamlin says, "Oh, that's just the night court playing pranks." And so there's like the autumn court and the spring court. I didn't say this last time. There's a court called the Night Court, which I think is funny because that's also a sitcom from the 1980s. So every time I see Night Court, I think of the 80s sitcom.
Wait, so you said there's spring, autumn, and night?
Well, there's like more. There's a full map. There's like autumn
is there
and
a winter
summer. One? I think there's a winter one.
I just needed to know if all the seasons were covered court-wise.
They're like the countries in the Fairy Kingdom, and it's only that season there.
Gotcha. Because that's easy. That's easy to write.
And so here we meet a character. So later on, Feyre's like, "Oh, Tamlin, what's all that about?" And he's like, "Oh, it's the Night Court. They're mean." And Feyre probably starts trembling at some point. It's like, if that's their idea of a joke, what? They're all sickos. And then one day they have a visitor, and he is the handsome man that saved Feyre from the Fire Knight.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah, I do.
And his name is Rhysand.
Oh, and you
Rhys.
just talked. You talked about him last time, didn't you?
I think I mentioned him.
You saw like fan art, right? And there was like, it's not Tamlin.
Yeah. That's a bit spoilery for I think later books.
Sure.
Which we can talk about later.
Well, I also don't. I've never cared about anything less than the spoilers in ACOTAR, so I don't care.
But we find out from him. So he comes, and Tamlin and Lucien are like, "Oh, we have to hide Feyre because they can't know there's a human here." And Rhys, I'm just gonna call him Rhys.
Yeah, please,
because that's what everyone calls him. Comes along, and he's talking all like cryptically about Tamlin, like, "Oh, your time is almost up, blah 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 blah, whatever."
Damn,
or before she's coming for you. And the she is Amarantha, who is our big bad villain.
Amarantha, huh?
She's like the evil fairy queen.
Classic.
Who is related to the King of Highburn, who is like the evil king who's all mad about the treaty. So she's like over here in Prythian being all evil because she wants humans to be their slaves again because she's evil. And at some point, this is another great detail. She sees Rhys and she's like, "Ooh, he's so like scary." And she says, "I would never dare to paint him, and I now knew I would never have the nerve to." Which is,
what a stupid thing to say.
I love those sort of details. Really add a lot to the world. But when Rhys and Tamlin and everyone are having this conflict, he's like, he sees Feyre because he's like, because he sees the fairy magic, and he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" And she gives a fake name. She gives the name of a girl in her village named Claire Bedore.
Claire Bedore, huh? I'm more of a troubadour man myself.
Claire Bedore. And Rhys is like, "Okay, Claire, see you later." And then he leaves. And Tamlin, this makes him really scared for Feyre. So, one guess about what he does, because he's so scared for her safety. What would be the craziest thing for him to do?
Fake her death.
No.
Disguise her as a real fairy.
What has she always wanted more than anything in the world?
To leave.
He sends her home.
So he's
back to her family. He's like, "Who cares about the treaty? You can, if anyone asks, consider it paid." And then he sends her home with like treasure chests full of gold. To be like, "Go live at home. Amarantha's too powerful. She's gonna find out you're here and kill you."
Dude, wait a minute. Do all the fairies know about this Feyre person? Or else, why'd she give a fake name? If they've never met before, it doesn't matter if you give a fake name. I've never met somebody I've been trying to not know, and they gave a fake. You don't know me, like.
Well, see, it doesn't matter why. You just gotta go along with it.
Okay, so she's going back home
because she's like, "Oh, if they think they'll track down her family or something." I don't know, because they're evil fairies.
Sure.
So she goes back home, and guess what? Before she goes back home, Tamlin and Feyre bang.
Nice,
really hard. Yep. In her defense, I find the sex scenes tastefully written.
Nice, that's good.
Yeah, and sort of poetic. I'm like, oh, the sentences sort of flow together, and it's sort of nice. Like, it's not pornographic, but it's like, how do you say it? Like expressive or more poetic,
romantic.
And so I kind of liked it.
Wow, what a surprise.
The writing style, which is crazy, because do this in the rest of the book. So you can write a scene that sort of flows together. Crazy.
Do we know, did she write stuff before this and it wasn't fantasy? Was she a romance novelist before this?
I think she wrote some of her other, this isn't her first book,
I wonder if you maybe your first swing, I haven't read them obviously with my eyes, book. But that's crazy to nail the part that should be the worst part of the whole, or cringiest part of the whole book. But I think
some people don't like that it is less explicit or less pornographic, because I think that's why a lot of people are here. But
I'll tell you, there's a book coming down the pipeline that is pretty explicitly pornographic, and it's pretty awesome. But that's interesting, because the only thing I knew about ACOTAR was I thought it was porn, and. I wonder if the
other ones do. I think some people don't like how tame this one feels, which sort of makes sense, because it is kind of tame. we get the phrase utterly naked, which is always a joy to read. So this is where we get the title. She's always like, who wants someone... He's like, of course you'd send me home. Who wants someone around who's always covered in thorns? And Tamlin's like, what? And she's like, thorny, prickly, sour, contrary. So, like, it's the book's trying to play it off as, like, her being... Like, it's sort of... She's, like, unlovable because she's sort of, like, rough and tumble. She's covered in thorns.
Right. But you know what else is covered in thorns, Danilo?
What?
A rose.
But roses are so pretty.
Roses are so pretty. So how can she be both? She's so complex.
Thorns are never brought up before, and they're not brought up after this. Although in the next scene, before she leaves, Tamlin drops the L-bomb and says, I love you.
Wow.
Thorns and all.
Wow. I love you even though you're a huge bitch.
And she doesn't say anything. She gets on her carriage, laden with fairy riches.
Which have to be way more than, human riches, That's crazy magical items.
Jewels and gold and everything. And she goes home. And guess what?
They're dead.
Tamlin wasn't lying.
Are you serious? They're just fine?
Her family is fine. They are, in fact, as rich, if not richer, than they were before. Because... some guy showed up and was like, hey, you want to invest all your money into this venture I'm doing? And the dad's like, sure. And then it ended up working out, and now they're rich again.
It's called fairy coin.
And now they're even more rich.
Wow.
Because Feyre brought all these jewels, and they're from her aunt.
And now they're tight? Are they mad at her still?
No, they're like happy she's home, because they think she went to visit an aunt.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
And then the father, who still doesn't have a name, never gets a name.
That is fucking crazy.
Throws a ball in her honor because Feyre's home. And Feyre is not happy about all this.
She wants to go back to Tamlin.
But then there's the mean sister. Turns out the spell didn't work on her. She's like, I knew where you were. It turns out all you need is to be like strong-willed.
It's Jedi mind trick powers. It doesn't work on the strong of mind.
And to just try to make her a little less of an asshole, they add the detail of after Feyre was gone, this sister whose name I should know. No, Elaine is the nice. Nesta is the evil sister. She went out to try to find Feyre and failed, and then came back.
Nice. What a nice guy.
And I love this. Her family, the family is the worst thing ever. And so even though she was a mean and a total asshole, this is what Feyre said about her. But she had cared. Beneath it, she had cared, and perhaps loved more fiercely than I could comprehend, more deeply and loyally.
She just went to go look for you. She didn't...
And she's been mean to you your whole life. But she loved more than you could ever imagine.
She's got complicated feelings. She's a big girl with big feelings.
Yeah, and even though it's been like, I don't know, a couple of weeks, there's they miss being poor. Like
because
it was a simpler time.
Yeah, it was simpler back then.
Which is so fucking funny.
Because that's what poor people who became rich say, is that it was, oh my god, I wish I could be poor again.
And then they hate their dad.
Does he have his mojo back?
Because he let her. Yeah, he's like fine. He's
nice.
Working. It's because he's rich and everything's great. This is what Nesta says about her dad. He's always known I hate him, even before we became poor. He let mother die. He had a fleet of ships at his disposal to sail across the world for a cure, or he could have hired men to go into Prythian and beg them for help, but he let her waste away. So she's mad that her dad didn't try hard enough?
Yeah. To save her mom. Wait, so there's a whole other world out there? There's different continents? It's not just this one place with the fairies?
I guess. I don't know. I think it's just goofy. They try to redeem this horrible, horrible family. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But they find out that...
it doesn't matter.
Claire Bedor's family...
Oh, no.
She was a girl in the village. Their house burnt down. They all died. But they never found Claire's body. So Feyre's like... That could have been us, but also I got that family killed by giving them the wrong name. And so she decides she just has to go back. And Nest is like, what are you even gonna do? And she's like, I don't know, but I have to try. Which is just great.
Yeah. You don't. She's like, not magic. She's just a person.
No. She's like, I can stop this blight that might threaten our family, but also might not.
But you can't. I like it. The difference between like, okay, so she has to go on this. She's like a normal girl, and she has to go on this quest.
No, but she's good at hunting. She provided for her family for so long,
right? But you know
they didn't deserve it.
You know when it works is like the Hunger Games, right? The Hunger Games rules because it's like Katniss isn't fighting like the devil, like. She's just fighting other people.
Kids.
Or like Harry Potter, they're all magic. Or Percy Jackson, they do fight like threats like Feyre's going up against, but they're all also demigods with like magical powers. Like this off the rip, and it's not like inspiring. Like, you know, like it's like, oh, how is Frodo gonna get to Mount Doom and do this? Oh, it's gonna be so sad and so hard. And it is for them. It is sad and hard and grueling. But I know it's not going to be for her. She's gonna get like fairy magic or something. It's gonna be...
And like so much of it is, I think the people that like this like do see it as inspiring, or do see like her ability to forgive her family despite how awful they were towards her. Like they find it like noble or like kind-hearted or something. Whereas like, it strikes me as like sort of dumb and naive.
Listener, you do not, if your family has imparted trauma upon you, you need to forgive them for yourself and for your own ability to get over that trauma, not because it's the right thing to do. Like, that means
or
nothing.
Or if they've done something unforgivable,
you don't have to forgive them. You don't have to. You do not have to. So don't travel to, I don't know, East Berlin or whatever, whatever Prythian is. There's a big wall, right? It's kind of, don't cross the Iron Don't cross the Iron Curtain and hang out with the fairies. You don't have to.
All right. You ready for this? Here's the big twist.
Ready.
She goes back. She finds her way through the Fairy Kingdom back to the Spring Court. She gets to the Spring Court in the manor, and it's all ruined. It's all empty. It's been destroyed. There's no one there.
It's been destroyed. They haven't moved out. It's like been destroyed.
It's like, there's like wreckage everywhere. Wow. The gates have been beaten in. Yeah. And Feyre's looking around, and who does she spy but Alice, her old her servant lady.
The tree.
the tree lady. And she's like digging around, like trying to find supplies or something. It doesn't really matter why she's there, because she has to be there to give the info dump to end all info dumps.
I love that.
This is 5 solid pages of her talking. It could be more. And
it's just exposition.
It's just exposition. There's paragraph breaks where she and then she shuffled more stuff into her bag.
That's funny.
And then she goes right back to talking. So here's where it is, Mac. It was all a lie.
What was the manor?
There's no curse. It's just Amarantha, or there's no blight. It was just Amarantha is the evil witch queen. And what happened is she came over to Prythian, 50 odd years ago, and started making her way in the court or whatever. And then one day she tricked all of the main fairies and stole their powers. And now she controls all of them.
Cauldron, boil and fry me. This is bad.
And then she gives a lot of background about her and how evil she is. It's not really relevant, just she's evil.
Yeah, I don't care about the backstory of the witch queen. She has a whole history, and she was the king of Prythian's general during the war against the humans. Doesn't matter. She wanted Tamlin because she had the hots for Tamlin, and Tamlin denied her, obviously, because she's the evil queen. And so Amarantha put a curse on Tamlin. He has 49 years to get a human to fall in love with him. Wasn't the beast, it was a month? 49? I could do anything. You give me 49 years, I could do anything.
7 times 7 years. It's supposed to lend it some sort of mythical... 7 in 7 years or something, but it just ends up being 49, and everyone says 49. And it's not any human. It has to be specifically a human that hates fairies.
A racist? He used to fall he used to fall in love with a racist?
Uh-huh.
Did Feyre hate fairies?
That's a great question.
I just thought she, like, didn't know anything about fairies.
She, like, knew they killed people, and then she killed that wolf because, like, I reread the first chapter, and it's like, did she hate fairies that much? She was basically like, okay, if I don't kill this wolf, if this wolf sees me, I'm toast.
Yeah, that's what you made it sound like.
If this wolf sees me, I'm toast. If the wolf kills the deer, then me and my family starve. I'm going to shoot the wolf, and I don't really know if it's a fairy, but, if it is a fairy, good riddance, because all I know is that they kill people. That was the extent of her quote-unquote hatred of fairies.
She's such a racist murderer. I just have to say these words out loud. That is stupid as fuck. All right, go on.
Yeah.
Because it should be like, I just don't understand. This book is setting... Okay, now, I know I haven't read it. Okay. However, everything you've said, a lot of it could be solved if, like... Now, this may be what happened. I don't know. But, like, a fairy explicitly murdered her mother.
Yeah.
Or, like, some, like, big, obvious connection. Or else, because it doesn't, then it makes sense, like, why she wants to leave really bad. It's because, like, oh my god, I'm fraternizing and becoming friends with the people, which is still, like, problematic, but I guess it's okay if she's like, oh, I guess they're not all bad.
And, on top of all this, the whole life for a life thing, in the treaty wasn't even a thing.
Is that true?
It's not true. It was all so someone could fall in love with Tamlin.
Was that who told her about that? Or is that like public knowledge that everybody knows? But that's like, it turns out it's fake.
This is all Alice telling her this while she's shoveling shit.
No, I know,
bag.
but the life for life thing. Did she know that before she got to the fairy world?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
the fairies told her.
So everything they've said is a lie. They're like, we they said we can't tell a lie, and they said all we do is lie.
And the reason they have masks on is because Amaranth was like, oh, if I put masks on you, humans are so shallow, it'll make it even harder for them.
That is so stupid. As proven during the COVID-19, we still can love each other with our masks on.
I need you to read this. Or I need to read this.
Yeah, please.
So the big fairy palace or central area is called Under the Mountain. There's a big mountain.
Capital U, capital M?
It's like a big cave. Yep, capital U, capital M.
I like that.
Also, this is hilarious because if she had only said "I love you" back to Tamlin,
the whole thing would have been
before
moot.
she left. The whole thing would have been moot. She said he had 7 times 7 years before she claimed him, before he had to join her under the mountain. If he wanted to break her curse, he need only find a human girl willing to marry him, but not any girl, a human with ice in her heart, with hatred for our kind, a human girl willing to kill a fairy. The ground rocked beneath me, and I was grateful for the wall I leaned against. Worse, the fairy she killed had to be one of his men, sent across the wall by him like lambs to a slaughter. The girl could only be brought here to be courted if she killed one of his men in an unprovoked attack, killed him for hatred alone.
But that is not what happened, right?
Yep.
Is that a plot point? That's not what happened?
No, that is what happened.
Wait, okay, but that isn't... But she didn't kill him for hatred. She killed the fairy because she had to.
Didn't kill him for hatred, but the guy she killed...
was his wolf friend or whatever.
Yeah, and he has been sending his guards to try to get killed out of his country for almost 49 years.
That's a real wingman right there. I'm willing to die for my homies.
Yeah, and then Feyre says, the treaty, and Alice continues, that was all a lie. There was no provision for that in the treaty. You can kill as many innocent fairies as you want and never suffer the consequences.
Damn. Wait, she didn't kill the fairy because she hates the fairy. She killed it because she had to eat.
Don't think about
food.
it, Mac. She said
that's a crazy plot hole. Like, that's not like a nitpicky. That's like not what happened. That's like if. Like, the Chosen One is like, oh, he's going to reunite the light and the dark, like Anakin Skywalker. And at the end of the movie, Anakin Skywalker just goes full evil instead and kills Luke. Like, that's nothing. That's not what it was.
Yep.
That's really good.
It's really good. The story is Tamlin had sent a bunch of guys out trying to get them killed so that she could so that whoever killed him he could like kidnap and try to fall in love with him. But apparently this wasn't working.
No way, it wasn't working.
And so he stopped because like I'm running out of guys. And he was just about to give up when he sent his one last guy, and that was Andras, who Feyre killed.
Wow.
And are you ready, Mac?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He sent her home. He sent her home 3 days before the curse expires.
Just keep her there. They weren't going to get to you in 3 days anyway.
She was 100% going to say I love you within 3 days. 3 days? 3 days out of 49 years? You can't wait 3 days?
That is so awesome.
It's played off as he actually loved her so much that he couldn't put her in harm's way in case she didn't love her, whatever.
But that's dumb.
That's so dumb. And anyway, after all this happens, Feyre is like, okay, I'm going under the mountain to save Tamlin. And Alice is like, you are insane. You're going to die. And, maybe this is the part where she's like, I don't care. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I have to try.
That's very Orpheus of her.
She convinces Alice to show her the way, and there's like a nearby tunnel that she can just, if she follows the tunnel, it takes her right to under the mountain.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But before they go, Alice says, there's one more thing about the curse that you don't know, but I can't tell you. Because she also has me under my spell. Like even though
you can't.
Even while I'm telling you about this, I can feel like the tingle of her magic in me. But like all I can say is, you have all the clues you need. Just listen.
Yeah,
that becomes important later.
And she walks in. And she's like, a push-up contest to decide the future. She's like, what does it mean?
Oh, just wait.
Oh no.
So she sneaks to under the mountain through a convenient tunnel.
Right,
through
the
this
entrance.
Convenient tunnel.
That's a little bit like saying I sneak into my house through the front door. But go on.
She gets immediately captured and brought in front of Amarantha. Because we got to speed this up. We're like 60% of the way through the book.
Oh my god.
And this shit's still happening. I know. This feels like a different book.
Feels like we're at the end.
So Amarantha's an evil queen.
She hot?
I think she's hot.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is how we're introduced to the evil queen Amarantha. There, lounging on a black throne, was Amarantha. Though lovely, she wasn't as devastatingly beautiful as I had imagined, wasn't some goddess of darkness and spite. It made her all the more petrifying.
Is that she looks normal?
She wasn't as hot as Feyre thought she was going to be,
but
that makes her scarier.
Okay.
And later in that paragraph, she says, to paint her would have driven me to madness.
Again with the painting. I don't care about that.
So Feyre starts talking to her, whatever. Tamlin is there, but he's like not giving anything away. He's like stone-faced. I think he's like
captured?
Chained to a throne. Yeah, he was captured because the curse isn't over. Doesn't matter. He's given up. And Feyre like turns around and sees the crucified, mangled body of Claire Bedore, who they like tortured and killed over the last couple days. She feels really bad about that, and it racks her with guilt for giving her the wrong name, but also that would have happened to her.
Right.
And Amarantha's like, oh, I wonder why Tamlin didn't react as much when we were torturing and killing her, because it wasn't her.
That is fucking stupid.
All right, and in the middle of all this. So also there's this monster called the Ator who's like Amarantha's messenger, and he's around and he's like this bat-like crazy thing. And also Rhys is there, and Rhys is Amarantha's whore.
Nice.
And this whole time when she's in front of him, Feyre's like planning how she's gonna get out of this. She's like, okay, would it be better, this is a quote, would it be better to kill the Ator or try to make it to Amarantha? I needed time to figure out my surroundings. If Tamlin was under some kind of spell, then I would have to worry about grabbing him. Like, you're not getting on it. Like, I don't know
you have no powers.
You're in the Dark Queen's court. You're not like, oh, I'm gonna quick dash and stab him and grab him. Like, this is not. You're not gonna do any of this.
It's not Dark Souls. You don't have. You're not...
This is where Amarantha is like, do I kill you? Do I torture you like Claire Bedore? No, that wouldn't be as fun. You must complete 3 tasks of my choosing. 3 tasks to prove how deep that human sense of loyalty and love runs. And Tamlin is yours. Just 3 little challenges to prove your dedication. To prove to me that your kind can indeed love true and you can have your High Lord. And Feyre's like, okay.
Okay.
And then Amarantha says, of course, I'll throw in another element if you don't mind.
If you don't mind.
Just to see if you're worthy of one of our kind, if you're smart enough to deserve him. You'll complete all the tasks, or when you can't stand it anymore, all you have to do is answer one question. A riddle. You solve the riddle and the curse will be broken.
So either do
instantaneously.
the 3 tasks or answer the riddle.
Or answer the riddle.
So I know what I'm doing.
But she only has one chance to answer the riddle. If she gets it wrong, she dies.
Okay.
And everyone is killed. She doesn't get unlimited guesses.
Okay.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
And now, would you ask, how, these 3 tasks, what's the timeline here? She gets a task every month at the full moon. 1 task a month at the full moon.
That's reasonable.
And you might ask, what's she doing in between these tasks? In the meantime, Amarantha said a bit sharply, you shall either remain in your cell or do whatever additional work I require. And Feyre's like, what sort of work? And Amarantha says, nothing beyond basic housework. It's only fair for you to earn your keep. So, between her tasks, she's going to do chores.
Oh, no!
For the evil queen. And Feyre's like, is like incensed at this because it's like humiliating or something. That she's doing chores.
I don't know, man. If the Dark Lord Sauron only wanted me to fold his laundry, I think I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, you get to rest and recover in between each of my trials, and all you have to do is... hold on. I need to find the riddle. I need to read this riddle. Are you ready for this riddle?
I'm ready.
There are those who seek me a lifetime, but never we meet. And those I kiss, but who trample me beneath ungrateful feet. At times I seem to favor the clever and the fair, but I bless all those who are brave enough to dare. By large, my ministrations are soft-handed and sweet, but scorned I become a difficult beast to defeat. For though each of my strikes lands a powerful blow, when I kill, I do it slow.
Okay.
Any thoughts?
Was this a solvable riddle, or is this some bullshit magical answer? Is it love? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah! Tamlin is mine!
I also got it in like 2 seconds. I'm like, this is sort of vague. It's probably like hope or love or something. It is love.
Nice. Tamlin is all mine.
But Feyre can't figure it out, of course. She's like, is it some sort of disease? Or is it some sort of, like, weapon?
Yeah, it's a weapon. It's the ultimate weapon.
Like, she's taking it literally.
Right, because she's stupid. She's a painter, and she's taking it literally. I just want to put that out there. She's an artist.
She can't read.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Well, she can sort of read, but also she can't read big words. Anyway, this also becomes relevant later on. Okay, we have to get to these 3 tasks, because this just... Again, 3 tasks haven't started, 75% of the book.
That is crazy.
3 tasks haven't started. So the first task is a worm fight.
What'd you just say?
The first task is a worm fight.
Now, worm as in W with a Y, like a dragon?
No, it's a W-O-R-M. Well, it's a big worm.
That's pretty cool. I like a big worm. She
gets dropped into a muddy maze sort of thing, and there's like a big worm. And there's a big worm that's like running after her, and she's like, it's blind, it can only smell me. And she does a predator thing
true?
Where she that's what she thinks. I think it is true. Then she covers herself with the mud.
Oh,
predator
nice!
style.
That's so smart. And then she high fives the worm, and her biceps flex.
She like ends up in its lair. This is how she of course she's not going to die doing these tasks. This is the only part that's like, okay, this is a decent little action sequence. It's still very dumb. So she predators herself. She ends up in the worm's lair and finds a bunch of bones. So she like sets a trap for it. She like splits the bones in half. Where the worm is somewhere else in the maze.
Sure,
and can't find her. She like puts a bunch of bones sticking up in the mud, and then like goes and lures it towards her, and it like lands on the spikes. But before this, she like was trying to scramble up out of this pit, and one of the fairy says like, "Oh, what do you need? You need a stepping stool?" And she's like, "A stepping stool? That's right." And she gets the bones and makes like a makeshift staircase in the mud, and that's how she gets out of the pit to do her plan.
Wow.
So, all right. That was the first task. It's all done.
Nice.
A key part is when she's finally, before she traps the worm, she like, when she jumps to like get away from it, she hurts herself. Like there's a bone shard that ends up like cutting her arm, and it's really bad. So she's wounded. She's back in her cell. Okay. This is so dumb. I can't believe I have to talk about this. Before, when she was in her cell, before the task, she like got beat up by like the fairies and Amaranthus thugs, and then Lucian came. He like snuck to the cell while the guards were changing and like healed her face. So like, oh, Lucian can heal her. After this worm fight, she's like in the cell for a while, and like she starts getting hot. She starts getting a fever. She starts being infected, and she's like waiting for Lucian to come, but Rhys shows up, and Feyre's like, I don't know if Lucian's gonna show up because he doesn't know how mortals work. He might not think the fact that I'm wounded and take it seriously. And Rhys is like, hey, I'll make a deal with you. I'll heal your wound, and you have to come and live with me in the night court for 2 weeks out of every month. And then she negotiates it down to 1 week, because she's like, go to hell. It's like, girl, you're gonna die.
Sharks.
Girl, you're gonna die.
I'm offering you 1 healing spell for 1 week at my night court.
And she agrees and like immediately regrets it, even though it saves her life.
You're gonna die of infection. You're gonna die here, babe.
So many of these are like, she constantly wrings her hands about life or death decisions, and the ones that, make her live but make her compromise something. She's always like, but was it the right choice? I don't get it. Yes, because otherwise you'd be dead.
That is a very young adult book thing. Like, that is a thing that is constantly happening in young adult books, is like, and I think the idea is it's trying to get across that the person is young, and so they're not they can't like
you
rationalize
should die for your principles,
right.
or something
It
like that.
really
like,
poses it as like a tough choice, but
visit an asshole, for half of every month.
But that's like so clear, like somebody who, like, human beings, when put into, they will turn into monsters in like life or death situations. Like, there's no way she would like be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this. It's like, no, you were gonna die. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah. And so now Rhys sort of like owns her, or owns part of her life.
Uh-oh.
So his servants come and like dress her up in skimpy clothes and like put a tattoo her and tattoo like this eyeball on her hand.
Whoa, because that's his favorite movie, is Pan's Labyrinth.
So she's like reminded of like this deal she's made, and every night he comes to her cell, gives her a magic fairy potion that like makes her forget, and has her dance in like little to no clothing for the whole fairy court all night. Yep. But he never touches her inappropriately, even though she doesn't remember. There's like the tattoo is like magical ink, so it rubs off on like fairy hands or something, and he's like, it's so I know if anyone else has touched you. But whenever she wakes up in the morning, the only ink that's smudged is like on her arms and her waist. So he never touches her inappropriately. He just drugs her and makes her dance.
Wait, she's covered in tattoos?
Yeah, it's like all over her whole body.
Oh, okay, I see. So she's got vaginal tattoos, probably.
Fairy tattoos. Yes, they do describe like when they did the more intimate parts of her.
Gotcha.
And so that's every day, and at night, she gets assigned to pick she gets assigned to pick lentils out of a fireplace.
Okay.
The guards are like, we spilled our lentils in this fireplace. Can you come pick them through, like, the soot and the ash? And she's like, how hard could it be? And she's, like, coughing. It's like Cinderella cartoon. And it's like, it's also, like, Reese's room. And so he comes in. He's like, wait, what are you doing? It's like, the guards told me to get all these lentils.
Beans in the fireplace?
It's so dumb.
Is it supposed to be funny?
No, I think it's supposed to be, like, serious. Like, oh, poor her. They're just doing this just to be cruel. And then Reese, like, magically helps her. And he's like, I won't tell anyone if you don't. And then at night, she's doing drugged up stripteases for all the fairies.
How does she feel about this? Does she feel violated?
Sort of. She, like, feels sad and depressed. And she's, like, she's like trying to stay numb to it, I think. But at some point, I think she talks to Reese about, like, why she's doing this. And he's like, I'm betting on you that you're going to get out of this. And I'm trying to make Tamlin really mad, because if the more mad Tamlin is, once we snap out of this, the more violent his reaction is going to be against Amarantha.
That is the stupidest plan of all time. So his plan is to sexually violate the possible leader of the rebellion's girlfriend so that he will be incensed to kill the queen when you are the one who has been violating her.
Now, that's not, I would say, the plan. I'd say that's the justification after the author wrote the situation and then was like, well, maybe there needs to be some sort of half-hearted reason behind all this.
But is Reese, like, a good guy? Like, is this all a ruse?
He's a shady, edgy, he's the shady, edgy, like, bad boy, sort of.
But he's not a rapist murderer.
Right, because he may be the evil queen's whore, but he, like...
Does he like that or no?
He's sort of been compelled to do it because she's the evil queen that has control over everyone.
I see.
So
does
Feyre,
he have to do this?
So then Feyre he tells Feyre about, like, they held by family or whatever, and Feyre's like, aw, so I guess he has a reason for being like this. Like, I can't believe you'll excuse all this stuff because he has a sob story.
Yep. That is textbook male manipulator.
Okay, second task. She's in the throne room. She's like, where's my second task? She gets put into a pit, and Lucian is tied up, like, in the next thing. And big hot metal, like, chandeliers with spikes start coming down. And there's 3 levers, and there's a plaque that has something written on it. But she can't read.
Yeah, right. So how will she know what the 3 levers do?
She's panicking. She's like, I can't read all this. I'm also under a lot of stress. Lucian's gonna die. The stuff's getting really close.
Wait, is it Lucian or is it Tamlin that's tied up?
It's Lucian that's tied up. So he's the friend. Yeah. She's like, okay, I'm just gonna guess. All right. 2. This is what it says. And in her defense, she's panicking, but this is also funny as hell. 2 was a lucky number because that was like Tamlin and me, just 2 people. 1 had to be bad because 1 was like Amarantha or the Attar, solitary beings. 1 was a nasty number, and 3 was too much. It was 3 sisters crammed into a tiny cottage, hating each other until they choked on it, until it poisoned them. 2. It was 2. And she goes to grab 2, and all of a sudden the tattoo on her arm, like, burns her. And it's like, and there's, like, a pain. And then she goes to 1, and also pain. But the third one
was just right.
Was just right, no pain. And she pulls it and saves the day. And after this, she has her main character low moment.
Oh no, the end of the second act.
That was just too close. I don't know what I'm gonna do. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get through this. And she, like, cries for days in her cell.
Right.
And also right after this, she's, like, about to break down in the throne room, and Reese is, like, telepathically talking to her. He's like, don't give her the satisfaction of seeing you break. Wait till you get to your cell. So he can, like, sort of magically connect with her in some way. But yeah, she cries for a month, I guess. I think this is sort of... then, like, there's, like, some dinner or something, and she's walking around and is free because she's, like, with Reese, and she runs into Tamlin because Tamlin's still there, and he's been watching this, and he's not been giving her anything. and they like see each other, and then they start kissing, and they almost have sex, and then Rhys comes in and like breaks them up, and then Tamlin leaves, and then one of the bad guys comes in, and Rhys like forcibly kisses Feyre, like forces himself on her, and afterwards she's like, well, maybe it was justified because, you know, all the tattoos were smudged, and if they saw me when they were with Tamlin, they would have known that Tamlin had done it, and they would have killed both of us. But Rhys made it look like it was he who did it, so it'd all be okay. Just a weird little situation. And this is where he tells her the sob story about like my family and I'm trying to make them angry. Whatever. All right, third task. You ready for this?
I'm so excited.
She goes to the throne room, and Amaranth is like, I'm so evil, whatever. It's your final task. 3 figures, fairies with hoods, are brought forth, and there's also like 3 daggers made of ash in front of her.
Tamlin, Lucy, and Rhys.
And she has to kill 3 fairies.
Oh no, this is 3 random guys.
In cold blood.
This is literally the first Dark Brotherhood quest from Skyrim. Just throw that out there.
And she is like... She like almost can't bring herself to do it, but then she's like, okay, if I do this, then their whole world is saved and their curse is broken.
This is the trolley problem.
Also, if I do it, then I feel bad, and I'm not a killer. This is different than hunting. Even though hunting, you have to do it, this, you also sort of have to do it. But she managed to pull herself together. She like lifts the fairy's hood, and the fairy starts begging for its life. For some reason, even though it knows that this is part of what's going to set their whole society free. Anyway, she stabs him. It's like really drawn out, but like, please, I have a family. Whatever. It's just incredibly dramatic. And Feyre's like, oh no, this is the hardest thing I've ever do. Stabs him. Next fairy is more understanding. She like starts praying. And it's like, tell my family I love them or whatever, and we know this is for the greater good. And this tears Feyre up even more. Stabs the fairy. The third one, the mask is taken off, and it's Tamlin!
Oh, it was Tamlin!
It's Tamlin!
But that's the whole point of doing the tasks is so she can have him.
That's the trick. That's the fairy trick.
She's got to do this riddle.
So... she's like, I have to kill Tamlin, but then I can't have him. And Amaranth is like, ha 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 ha. And then Feyre's like, but what did Alice say? There was one more thing about this curse that I don't know. And she's thinking back. She does like a Jimmy Neutron mind blast or whatever. Brain blast. And she's like, there was Lucian made some comment about like, oh, Tamlin, you're such a softie for having such a heart of stone. And she's like, and that happened like twice or something. And Feyre's like, wait.
He literally has a heart of stone.
It.
Literally has a heart of stone.
His heart is made of stone, literal stone, so I can stab him and it'll be fine. It's like, this is a lot to risk on this little gamble. And she stabs him and it goes through his skin, but it meets with resistance. And it is. His heart was literal stone. And Amarantha gets so mad, and she's like, I technically I never said when I would let you go. I said then you'd be free. And then she like starts beating Feyre up with magic or whatever. And in the middle of her beating Feyre up, Feyre's like, wait, the riddle. I understood it. It's love. And then the curse is undone, and Feyre dies.
Right. This is the only thing I knew, is that Feyre dies and gets brought back to life.
Yep. And then she has an out-of-body experience, so because she's the main character, so she can still see what happens after she dies.
Right. She is our only point of view, so we cannot switch POVs.
And Tamlin turns into a monster and kills Amarantha.
Because she thinks she's really dead, right?
Restored. Yeah, yeah. But then all the high lords of the different courts get together and bring Feyre back to life, but now she is a high fae.
Nice. Yeah.
And then they go back to the spring court, and everything's great. There's one weird cliffhanger where like Rhys is saying goodbye, and then he looks at her and goes like, ah, and then like runs away. And that's like the cliffhanger. It's so weird. I'm like, what is happening? But I think it's supposed to be the cliffhanger. He says, well, goodbye for now. He bowed at the waist, those wings vanishing entirely. Rhys has cool bat wings that he can make appear. Yeah. Those wings vanishing entirely and begun to fade into the nearest shadow when he went rigid. His eyes locked on mine, wide and wild. His nostrils flared. Shock, pure shock, flashed across his features at whatever he saw in my face. He stumbled back a step. Actually stumbled. What is, I began. He disappeared. Simply disappeared. Not a shadow in sight into the crisp air. And that's like the cliffhanger?
Sure.
Because then after that, she goes back to Tamlin, and they rebuild the Spring Court, and everything's great. And then that's the end of the book. I cannot get over Heart of Stone. I think that is really dumb. And then the riddle being love. That's hysterical.
The riddle being love and easy to solve is really good.
So easy to solve.
Does Amarantha die?
Yeah, she as soon as the curse breaks, Tamlin stabs her in the face, and she's dead.
Oh, she doesn't die because the curse breaks. She dies on account of the stabbing. But she goes back and she gets to have sex with Tamlin or whatever?
Yep, I guess. She gets to live out her life because now she's a high fae. This is a horrible book.
Can I, have you Googled why she runs away?
Why he runs away?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I know some things happen in what happens in the next book. I kind of want to read the next book, but also I really don't want to.
I'm gonna try to figure it out here.
I think what made the second part more enjoyable to me is how all the stuff with Amarantha just totally jumped the shark. Like being 70% into a book or more than halfway, and then being like, okay, so everything we've told you about this world is a total lie. And then our hero has a Hunger Games type quest with there's 3 tasks and you have plenty of time to do them. And the handsome guy is going to give you his magical powers. And also there's a riddle that's a get out of jail free card. And then then all that happens and then the book's done. And it all ends great.
What has happened is, and this is in the later books, they are they have a mating bond because they're fairies.
Oh, it's one of those things.
So they're soulmates.
Spoilers for the next one, which I believe is called A Court of Mist and Fury. I know that people don't like, or some people do, that the next book paints Tamlin as the bad guy who was sort of an abuser, and Rhys was the one cool who's supposed to be the new love interest.
No way, that's Feyre's name. Feyre Archeron?
Archeron? I don't know if that's ever mentioned. It might be mentioned really.
She's an archer.
I didn't think about that. It's so funny.
She's a fucking archer. And
well, now she's a fairy named Feyre. So I don't know. Think about that for 2 seconds.
And a paladin named Kaladin. And a wit named Wit. I fucking hate fantasy novels, and they were a bad idea.
I know. Oh my god.
This all sucks. None of this has ever been good ever, except for Ursula K. Le Guin and J.R.R. Tolkien. They are the only 2 people who are allowed to write books anymore. They're both dead. So,
all right. Before we talk about this as a whole, I would like to take a little trip to Danilo's Control F corner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, another random sentence stuff. This is all Mistborn level stuff. She's talking about the Ator, that monster with the creepy wings that's like a demon, basically. She says, I'd never become accustomed to the Ator, but I'd come to accept its malignant presence. Sounds like you've become accustomed to it. That's sort of what being accustomed to it means.
Wait a minute. Wait, can you read that again?
I'd never become accustomed to the Ator, but I'd come to accept its malignant presence.
That is a custom.
Yeah, you're describing how you're accustomed to it. You're not accustomed to it, but you accept that it's there. That sounds like you're accustomed to it.
I'm not accustomed to it. I am used to it. I see it all the time, though, and I'm fine with it. Okay. All right.
When she goes in for the third task, she writes, the silence of the room assaulted me.
Oh, God, that's so stupid.
And there's so many in this book instances of describing something as too much something, like my 2 small boots.
Oh, yeah.
It was too blue. The 2 silent woods. The phrase ripped to ribbons also comes up a ton.
I have never... It's always been shred to ribbons. I've never heard ripped to ribbons.
Maybe it is shredded to ribbons. So and be right now or be shredded to ribbons. Left the villagers in literal ribbons.
Okay, that's not.
Now and be shredded to ribbons.
Also, that's wrong.
Me and tore me to ribbons.
Left the villagers as literal ribbons? No, they are not literal ribbons. That is still a metaphor.
And yanked, ripping into ribbons just as his companions threw me to the ground. Found the garden. Okay, that is actually like ribbons, like the decoration. Oh. So I'm on Control F. All right, let's look at fists. Fingers curling into fists. I clenched my hands into fists. My hand clenched into fists. I tightened my hands into fists. Tamlin clenched his hands into fists. He clenched his hands into fists at his sides. To clench my hands into fists to keep from hiding my face behind them. Come out. I squeezed my fist so hard that nails bit into my flesh.
I don't.
You get the picture. Clenching my hand into a fist.
I don't know if I've ever clenched my hands.
Rysand's fingers curled into a fist that made me bunch my fists, that made me embrace the tattoo on my arm. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Slowly, utterly unaware that her death waited. Had gone utterly numb miles ago. The forest was utterly empty. Utterly ridiculous to watch for his return. The way Tamlin rode, his horse utterly unbothered by his mighty rider, was quiet and waiting and utterly mine. The three fairies who went utterly still, utterly naked before him. He was utterly human. It was utterly empty here. Lucian went utterly still. I was alone, utterly alone. Tam and Lucian utterly failed me when Rysand was here. Tamlin remained utterly impassive.
Holy shit.
Blood yielded to his grip utterly at his command. It felt utterly exposed, breathable. Yeah, it's great.
Why couldn't you just say it felt exposed, breathable? Why does it have to be utterly exposed?
My fingers trembled. With trembling hands, I whispered, my voice trembling. His fingers trembled. Me focused solely on not trembling. I started trembling. I'd stopped trembling enough to turn to him. I tried not to tremble and to contain the fury. Until my arm trembled. My arm trembling. As he trembled, shock taking over. My mouth trembled. The fact that my fingers didn't tremble once I removed my boots. His words were calm. They trembled slightly. He growled. The sound trembled down my neck.
What?
Lucian was trembling. I trembled, unable to find words or courage. I trembled at the grip still on my mind, leaving us alone in horrible, trembling silence.
This is no good.
Anticipating the feel of his hand there.
Whoa.
I said, my voice trembling, but not with tears. I tried to master my trembling. Lucian sagged to the ground, trembling. I rose on trembling legs. Release it, Amarantha called. I trembled to the marrow of my bones. My hands trembled, and I set down the brush. I hid my trembling. I was beside him, reining in my trembling. There's so much trembling. I trembled as the Ator snapped its jaws at its companion. I sat there, trembling and weeping. My lips trembled. My fingers trembled. My lips trembled.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's equally as much shaking, or they shook. There's
Terrible.
also so many... I'm going to keep... This is good content. There's so many... My knees buckled as I hit the ground. My knees buckled, but I stayed upright. His breath warm, and my knees buckled as he lifted my other hand to his mouth and kissed it. And my knees buckled as he let me go. Is he alive? Yes, but my knees buckled on the onslaught of relief. My knees buckled at the sensation. So that is Daniela's Control F corner.
That is how it's.
There you have it.
That is an editor asleep at the wheel right there.
It's crazy.
So
people give it also crap for saying the phrase. She kept saying, my bowels turned watery.
Ugh.
Which is like, one, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Two, according to Control F, it only happens 3 times in the whole book, so it does not sound as good if you read it out loud. But also, you know,
I've heard that before. I've never liked that. It doesn't make any sense. So what were the reviews like at the time, Danilo?
I didn't really look specifically at the time, and it seemed to be shortlisted for some like best, YA fantasy list of like that year or something. I think it won a thing or two. I could not find anyone who just wholeheartedly defended this book. As with any series, some people are like, oh, this is my favorite one, or like, oh, it does get an unnecessary amount of hate, but there's almost always a caveat. I found, except for people who are like, I really liked Feyre. She was like kind-hearted and brave and courageous, and she really like says what she thinks and doesn't care about the consequences. Like, people who liked that really liked this book. Any people who, it's hard also to find thoughts about this individual book, because ACOTAR is also like the name of the series. So I found a lot of stuff about like them talking about the series as a whole. Another reason people like this one more than the other ones is that this is apparently the one that has the more like fantasy and fantastical elements, and the rest of them are more.
What happens in the other ones? They go to like a bank, or what?
I think it's more like romance and all that nonsense. All I really find is like Reddit posts. The only like big comment I saw that had nothing bad to say about it says, she's like, I'm assuming it's a she, sorry, they talked about their friend that's like, they liked seeing this sex positive Slytherin type main character for a change.
Are they talking about Feyre?
Yeah,
she's a Slytherin-esque main character.
And I also think the level of literary criticism, when the person is sorting characters of unrelated books into Hogwarts houses, like that's the level of...
That's where we're at. That's
the level of criticism people are thinking about these books who like these books.
Yeah.
There's a Reddit post in the ACOTAR subreddit that is titled, "Am I the only one that genuinely liked ACOTAR?" I think talking about the first book. It has only 190 upvotes in a community of over 150,000. So maybe post timing, maybe not a lot of engagement. I thought maybe that was slightly telling.
That is very funny.
Even some of the comments that say loved it, but then went on to say like, but I had to power through the first few chapters because I thought there was cringe AF. Or someone was like, I didn't think it was slow and boring. I read it in 2 days. Which, like,
yeah,
if you read anything in 2 days, it's going to seem like it's fast moving to you. Another comment was, I think someone was talking about, like, it feels like tropey and unoriginal. And someone said, you know who wasn't original? Shakespeare, the Brothers Grimm. And then it was a long comment. And sort of at the end, it sort of comes down to, like, I don't want to be judged for being vapid, for liking something
and you're not,
that maybe not be good. Nobody
judged you.
And you're not. I think because so much criticism is like, if the thing I like is bad, that means I'm dumb.
Right.
Which is, I think, a self-esteem issue, not a,
Yeah, you shouldn't think that. If you like ACOTAR, if you like any of the books we've shit on here, which is, I would say it's been 50-50 so far of the books we've liked versus the books we haven't liked. But you're not dumb for liking them. People like different stuff. Like,
or I think people like it and they know it's not the best, and it's like, I think the escapist part of it really does it for them. Like,
yeah,
people are like, I just got totally sucked in. Like, it was never really about like the writing or the plot. Like, they got sucked in. So
and that's
almost
okay.
Everyone I found who liked it had big caveats. Even on Goodreads, like, I couldn't really find anything bad that was really funny. All the good ones are like, OMG, so good. SJM, you've done it again.
Yeah,
I ship them hard, so hard. Like, it's just like hype. It's not an actual like criticism.
Yeah, I don't know if this is really the kind. It sort of reached a level of like cultural importance, but I think at the time it was just like another YA fantasy book that came out, so it had no reason for people to like the New York Times to really review it and spend a lot of time discussing it, or like. Not saying the New York Times is the bastion of good reviews, but like major outlets like The Guardian's...
Who take it seriously.
The Guardian's review of it is just by a blogger writing an op-ed. Like Hannah Love Book on August 13th, 2015 reviewed it for The Guardian. But it's not like...
I think, even like this book specifically, it really even seems that people who like it don't even take it that seriously.
Yeah, because it's just like fun. It's like... I think for me, at least this has happened. It's like conflating... what is popular on Book Talk with what people think is good. Like, this is very popular. Fourth Wing is very popular. And then mostly the other stuff that's popular in Book Talk is explicitly like young adult fiction. But it is fun to learn that amongst the people that have read this book, they also sort of don't like it or have like major problems with it. That makes me happy.
Or like, halfway through the book, it turns out everything you thought you knew was a lie, and that's like, okay, then what do we do that first book for?
Plot twist.
It's a twist. It's edgy. I found one positive review in an article on Medium, and I started reading it, and I was like, why does this feel... and I go to the guy, who's Jeremy? Jeremy Marquez. It is an AI photo of a man, and the whole article is just an AI article.
Is it really?
It's so... I started reading it. It's so obviously an AI article. It's hilarious. Can I send it to you?
Yeah.
I have a confession to make. I'm not a fan of fantasy books. I know. How can I call myself a book reviewer if I don't appreciate one of the most popular and diverse genres out there? Well, it's not that I hate fantasy, it's just that I find it hard to get into. I often struggle with the complex world building, the unfamiliar names, the magic systems, and the endless descriptions of landscapes and creatures. I prefer books that are more grounded in reality, that deal with human emotions and relationships, and that make me laugh and cry and think. So, when a friend of mine recommended me to read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, I was skeptical. She told me it was a fantasy romance series inspired by Beauty and the Beast, with a strong female protagonist, a mysterious love interest, and a lot of action and adventure. She also warned me that it was very addictive, and I would end up binge reading the whole series in a matter of days. I rolled my eyes and thanked her for the suggestion, but secretly thought that it was not my cup of tea. Boy, was I wrong. A Court of Thorns and Roses is one of the most captivating, thrilling, and emotional books I have ever read. It completely blew me away with its stunning writing, its compelling characters, its rich and immersive world, and its gripping plot. It made me feel things I never expected to feel from a fantasy book.
Me when I got a comment on my classmates' discussion posts.
It made me fall in love with the genre I'd previously dismissed. It made me a fan of Sarah J. Maas, one of the most talented and prolific authors of our time. At the end, under the section, is A Court of Thorns and Roses worth it? One of the questions that many people ask about this book is whether it is worth it. Is it worth the time, the money, the hype? Is it worth the emotional investment, the attachment, the obsession? Is it worth the praise, the criticism, the controversy? My answer is yes, it is worth it, and here is why. The book is worth the time because it is a captivating and engaging read that will keep you hooked from the first page to the last. It's just all like nothing.
Can I read you Jeremy Marquez's bio on Medium?
Yes.
I love reading books, so it is easy to me to write the review or summary. I am very happy. I can help others find their story.
Fuck yeah, Jeremy. Never change.
I love
Jeremy.
I love you, Jeremy.
Guys, hey, folks, if you're listening to this, go give Jeremy a follow on Medium.
Yeah, log into your Medium account and give him a follow, and maybe even shoot him an email. I wonder what his email is. Oh, you just get an email when he publishes. Wow.
Oh, so funny.
And so we have come to the end.
Oh, Jeremy at the bottom gives A Court of Thorns and Roses a rating of 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Whoa.
I think it is a book that would appeal to readers who like fantasy, romance, fairy tales, and strong female protagonists. I think it is a book that would also appeal to readers who are looking for a captivating and immersive story, a complex and... Okay, whatever, I'm not going to finish that. It's so vague.
Jeremy.
It's hilarious.
Couldn't even get the name right. Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy, never change. Well, I'm glad I didn't read it.
Yep, I think you should. I'm glad it ended up being at least entertaining. My full review is, if you like fantasy, you'll probably feel insulted a little bit. But if you like romance, you'll also probably feel insulted. But if you like powerful female main characters, you'll definitely feel insulted. But if you like reading sexy, explicit stuff, you'll also be insulted because there's like only one of those things. So,
how many Mistborns do you give it to Noah?
10 Mistborns. I think this is an order of magnitude worse than Mistborn.
Wow! High praise from the D-man. Well, that's all I have to say.
That's ACOTAR, everyone.
That's ACOTAR. Hey, a little sneak preview for the next episode. We're going to keep on with this, we each read a book and do a sort of book report thing. I am doing my book report on Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros.
Looking forward to it.
And I'm just going to put this out there for the listeners, for Danilo. I like it. And I will explain why. And
I'm excited.
I know it's awful. Might be the worst book I've ever read. However, I like it. But yeah, so we'll be talking about that next time. Danilo, do you have any more closing thoughts about a Kotor?
I've said everything I need to say.
Good. And now you go silently into that good night.
Yep.
This is the last day of your life.
Bye, everyone. Mac will be hosting the show.
I'm doing the solo show. And with Danilo's... Well, I'm going to prop him up like a Fallout skeleton, environmental storytelling, and so he'll be on the other end of the line, but there will be no response. Only the cold whistling wind of his bombed-out apartment building. If you liked... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, let us know what you think of this sort of new format.
Yeah, please do.
We won't just be doing this, but we're just going to do this for the next 2 books and see how we like it, and maybe throw this in as a little bit of spice. Not the sexy kind of spice, but the
spice level on this podcast.
Just to make podcasts different. Well, we do swear a lot.
We do swear a lot. And that's why the advertisers are scared of the hardcover hooligans.
And we do have sex before and after recording.
Well, yeah, we're not stupid. It's how I get the edge off. Also, let us know if you have any book suggestions. I'm not sure you've ever actually said that, but if you do have a book suggestion, send us an email at hardcoverhooligans@gmail.com or include it in your 5-star review. Then we'll definitely read it.
We'll definitely read it, yeah.
Eventually.
We have to. It's legally obligated.
It's legally binding. If you leave a 5-star review and you say that the reason you left it is so that the host has to do something, they do have to do it, and if they don't do it, you get to kill them. You get to kill them.
Mm-hmm. Steve, and also Stephen Eck from Spotify comes to your house and takes all your money.
He OJs you. He steals all your memorabilia.
He takes your white Bronco for joyride.
And then he wanders the earth trying to find his wife's killer for 40 years.
Yeah, wandering the earth, more like in jail for 10 years for fraud or whatever.
Oh, no. He stole his memorabilia. He just needed it back. What's up, Twitter world? All right.
Yeah, this is an OJ podcast now. We aren't late to the party.
He will be missed. He will be missed. Anyway, send us an email at hardcoverhooligans@gmail.com. Leave a 5-star review with your favorite YouTube link to O.J. Simpson's football highlights, and we will watch it live on the podcast. If you would share this with your friends, we are seeing podcast growth, so you people must be telling other people in your lives that you listen to a podcast. It is pretty cool.
You. No one in our, as we say constantly, no one in our personal lives will listen to this ever.
Actually, that's not. I know one person. Danilo and I know one person who is a Hardcover Hooligans fan, and has said it to our face as much. But my wife has listened to 0 episodes, so
I think she should listen to the ACOTAR ones.
She is going to listen to the ACOTAR ones. But I tell your friends, you're like, oh, they just read The Lord of the Rings. And they're like, I've never read The Lord of the Rings. That's all right. You don't have to read the books to enjoy.
Yeah, this podcast is not homework.
No.
Tell people that they don't have to read these books.
It is not a book. It is not a book club. It's a podcast about books, I think.
There was some nice person commented on one of our YouTube videos of the podcast that they really liked our Lord of the Rings episodes, and they were excited to read Dune and read Mistborn, so listen to the rest of the episodes. You don't have to read Mistborn. Just read.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Listen to our episodes.
Yeah, we cover the books.
Brandon Sanderson doesn't need your money.
No,
we need your money.
And by listening, I am secretly taking $1 out of your Wells Fargo bank account that you don't know about. But yeah, that's all I have to say. So. All right. Stay hard, everyone. Stay hard, everybody, and get hard for next week's episode.
Next time. I was going to say my only regret is that O.J. Simpson didn't live long enough to be a guest on the Hardcover Hooligans podcast.
Oh my god! What's up, Book Talk?
We are today. We're reading "If I Did It" by the man himself.
We can still do that. We can read "If I Did It."
Oh, that'd be so funny. Maybe we have to, if we ever get a Patreon or something, we can do that as a bonus episode. Yeah, because that's fantasy. That's just total fantasy.
It is fantasy. Oh my god, that is awesome. All right, stay hard, everybody.